Hello everybody, I'm Tom for Sax Teacher UK. Welcome to today's video on articulation and tonguing for beginners. With woodwind instruments, sometimes it can be challenging to explain some of the technical aspects of playing the instrument that happen inside your body. And with tonguing, it's extremely difficult because everything takes place inside your mouth. But it's a critical skill and you really need to learn it in order to progress and develop as a saxophone player. The first step in learning to tongue effectively is being able to maintain a solid and constant airstream. So what I suggest you get your child to do is put the mouthpiece onto the crook of the saxophone and just first establish a clear, solid, consistent tone from which they can learn to tongue. For example, one of the common mistakes that children make when they're trying to learn how to play the saxophone from the beginning is to blow one puff of air for each note they want to play. For example, and this is ineffective because there's just no way you're going to be able to develop a solid technique that way. So the first thing to do, as I've said previously, is to make sure you can maintain a solid note. The idea behind tonguing is to interrupt this solid note, interrupt the flow of air by touching the tip of your tongue on the very tip of the reed, like this. And that allows the airstream to stop flowing through the instrument. Usually I recommend starting the idea of tonguing by blowing a continuous stream of air and then saying t, 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 or t, t, t. The student should try to feel the tip of their tongue touching the roof of their mouth as they say t, t, t. This can then be applied to the instrument itself. So rather than the tip of the tongue touching the roof of the mouth, the tip of the tongue should be touching the tip of the reed. For example, and please notice, while I'm tonguing, while the tip of my tongue is touching the tip of the reed, I'm continuing to blow the airstream through the mouthpiece and the neck of the instrument. Sometimes it's easier to try to practice tonguing very quickly in order to highlight the idea of not blowing one breath for each note. For example, although it's challenging, there's no physical way that I can blow a breath that quickly, repeatedly. So it really highlights to the student what the idea of tonguing is. So you could practice saying ta 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 with your child and then applying it to the instrument. Copying the rhythms is also useful. For example, ta, ta, ti, ti, ta. It's really important to remember to practice tonguing away from the body of the saxophone itself, just using the mouthpiece connected to the neck, because this will make it much less distracting for the student and they can really focus in on what they're doing inside their mouth. Well, that's a basic introduction to teaching your child how to learn articulation and tonguing on the instrument. This vital skill is essential, and although it can be tricky, if you stick with it for a couple of weeks, you're really going to start to see the benefits. Some students get it straight away, others get confused about the process they're supposed to be doing, the physicality of tonguing, and it can take a little while, but stick with it and you'll soon see the benefits. If you've enjoyed today's video, please like, subscribe, do all that good stuff on the internet, follow us. We've got lots of transcriptions coming, we've got new videos coming, so stay tuned to our channel and we'll see you really soon.